This has changed because black people are aware, and white people are aware of it too, because white people now want natural wigs. They want wigs like this. Dig it? Isn't it beautiful? All right.
Black is beautiful. Free hood. Said I want it free.
In the name of the greatest people that have ever trod this earth, I draw the line in the dust and toss the gauntlet before the feet of tyranny, and I say segregation now, segregation tomorrow, and segregation forever.
Mrs. J.D. Mowlin, and I think this is the most ridiculous thing that has ever happened. The Negroes are just as free as we are. They have the same opportunity to work and to build their part of the town up just the same as we have. I just don't understand it and don't approve of it. I'm going to stand up for my rights.
Do you think it'll be a long time before Pinkston becomes your school rather than just a school you're attending?
Yes.
More so than if you were at an all-white school?
No.
That doesn't bother you?
No.
Does it bother you, Mrs. Brown?
You mean about it being an all-colored school? No.
Do you think it's bothering many of the parents?
Yes. Definitely.
Well, it might be all right. I think the same thing, too.
You think it's going to be okay?
I don't.
Why not?
I don't. Because the first day that I went out there, well, we had a scramble, you know. But it was okay.
You expecting a scramble today?
Well, not so far, but I think I'll make it. A little, I hope.
Does it bother you to be riding a bus?
No.
You think most of the kids are going to go to school today, or are they going to stay home and wait and see what happens?
I think most of them will go today. It'll be all right, just as long as there don't be no trouble.
You're going to Skyline now, right?
Righteous.
What do you think about this busing thing?
Well, I think we'll make it the first few days, but the rest of them will be kind of tough.
Why is that?
Well, some of the students are hanging out to see how things going on, and most of them are troublemakers.
The ones who are hanging out?
Yeah.
So when they start coming to school, you think it's going to get bad?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it will.
What do you expect?
There's going to be a lot of fighting.
Are you concerned for your daughter, or is she concerned?
Well, I'm concerned for her, and I think she's concerned for her education.
Laverne just talked to your mother, and she said you're a little concerned, are you?
I'm very much concerned.
Not really aware, because they know some shit's going on in this country somewhere. But a lot of people out there don't know where it's at. They think it's the black people doing it, you dig? That all those riots are causing my life to be miserable in all areas, you know. And they really haven't focused in on the fact that it's the pigs and their mentors, the people who control the pigs, the power structure.
I feel that the reason why racism is so blatant and has been a part of the history of black people from the time we were first kidnapped from the shores of Africa is because it has helped those capitalists gain more and more profit.
Will put you in the driver's seat. The revolution will not be televised, will not be televised, will not be televised, will not be televised.
Welcome back to the series, you guys, and reasons why we lost touch with our natural hair. In today's episode, we are now in episode 3, and if you haven't already, make sure you guys go back and check out episodes 1 and 2. I will leave those linked down below for you guys to check them out. But without further ado, we're going to jump right into episode 3. Let's travel back to the 1960s. The decade the original natural hair movement first began. This is back when black people decided enough was enough. I'm done with the Eurocentric standards you guys have been placing on us for the past several decades. But before we jump into the natural hair movement, we can't not talk about the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which was right before the natural hair movement. The Civil Rights Act came about in the 1960s due to the poor treatment towards black people for not receiving the same rights and opportunities as everyone else in this country. We wanted to fight as we did for our freedom. We had to fight just because of our skin color, just because of the way we were born. For one, we had to fight against segregation. Imagine not being allowed to go to certain schools, eat at certain restaurants, or even use the same bathrooms as everyone else just because of your skin color. The Civil Rights Act put an end to that. It said, hey, we're all in this together, whether you like it or not. Number two, we had to fight for our place in workspaces. Getting a fair shot at a job was a struggle too. It opened up doors, giving us the chance to pursue our dreams and careers without being held back by unfair biases. Number three, we had to fight for equal opportunities. Imagine being turned away just because of who you are. This act made it clear that nobody could be denied, like staying at a hotel or watching a movie, just because of our race. Number four, we had to fight for the law to have our backs. So all in all, things had to cease. We deserve the same rights, the same respect, the same chances as everyone else. And you're going to give it to us. You're not going to continue to shoot us down with your water hoses. You're not going to continue to let your dogs, your police dogs, run after us, tear us apart, rip us apart. You're not going to be able to go based off of hearsay to justify the killings and the murders of my brothers and my sisters. Now let's get back into the natural hair movement. The natural hair movement came about towards the end of the civil rights era. This was during the 60s and the 70s as a cultural and political stance against the standards of beauty back then. This was a response to the societal norms, and more so geared towards our black women not straightening their hair as much, but more so just for black people to feel comfortable in their natural skin and their natural hair. It came about for black individuals to reclaim our identity in this world. This was a celebration to say, I am who I am, and I will not change for no one. Accept me as I am, or don't accept me at all. The Afro became a symbol of self-love. You have to think about Afro as more than just a style. It was back then, and kind of still is today, a bold statement of self-love, embracing our natural textured hair. I love me as I am. I will say from personal experience, I've been told, Ari, I like your hair better straight. Ari, I like your hair longer. Ari, I like it when you wear your curls instead of your fro. But did I ask you though? You giving me your 2 cents when I don't need no change. I'm sitting there thinking to myself, wow, to have the audacity to come up to someone just to state how you think they look best. But just imagine what people went through back then. Sometimes your family won't like your fro. Sometimes your friends won't like your fro. But do you like your fro? Don't let this world stop you from rocking that fro. You wear it. You show these people and you say, nah, we fought too hard to wear these fros in this world back then. And I'll be damned if I don't wear it today. How many of you have had different looks when you wear your natural hair out? How many of you have gotten called different things for your nappy hair or your fro or your kinks, coils, and curls? I'm sure some of you can relate. There were quite a few icons that stood up for us back then in the 60s who really showed us and symbolized exactly where we should be and how we should go about living on this earth as our true selves. Angeladavis, who made afros iconic back then and was a forefront of fighting for our rights. Pam Grier, known for her role in Foxy Brown. Cicely Tyson, an acclaimed actress. Jimi Hendrix, a legendary musician. Minnie Riperton, singer. Stokely Carmichael, civil rights activist. Ninasimone, singer and activist. Huey P. Newton, co-founder of the Blackpanthers. Abby Lincoln, jazz singer, songwriter, and actress. Melba Tolliver, journalist who made the headlines by wearing her natural hair while reporting on the wedding of President Richard Nixon's daughter, Tricia Nixon. She is an icon to be looked up to specifically for those of you who could see yourself being a news reporter one day. Kathleen Cleaver, first communications secretary of the Black Panther Party. Jesse Jackson, civil rights activist. These are the individuals who we should have posted in our homes. These are the individuals who we should be teaching our children about. This is our history of how we are able to walk these streets today, feeling good, not having to be told that you can't wear your hair like that walking down the street. Move to the side because a white lady's walking by. Go drink in the colored people section. I don't want these colors around me. To see and learn about how much we went through back then should really teach us how to love ourselves today. How do you think people would feel fighting for Black power back then, knowing how many people hate the color of their skin? I firmly believe that if we teach our children starting from birth about their history, actually taking the time to do our children's hair, showing them the different things they can use to grow their hair, telling them that their natural hair is beautiful, not shaming them for wanting to wear their natural hair, not relaxing their hair because you don't want to do it. Taking the time to love ourselves will go deeper than the eyes can see. Taking our time to love ourselves will show our children how much it's important to go deeper with who you are. Until we get a little deeper, y'all, things will remain the same. Power to the people, baby.